Welcome back to the channel, people. Hectic this morning, not sure why, to be quite honest. Feels more like a weekend than a weekday. Let's find out. It's a funny thing actually, you're going to see people dressed every which way today. Oh flipperoo, what the hell is this? Hold on. Whoa. Okay, so which one is it? Obviously it's a pro-Palestine protest, but what is it specifically today? Can I ask?
We're forming a red line and it's for the...
Okay, so you're going to try to go around the entire building, all the way past St Thomas's?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Around to Lambeth Bridge.
Yeah, that's extraordinary. Hopefully you'll do it. Good luck, guys, yeah? Gosh, that is an absolutely extraordinary and symbolic thing, folks. If they manage to get enough people, and obviously I'm not going to try to follow the entire thing, but wow, they're going to try and form a red symbolic line around... Yeah, don't worry about the camera, you idiot. Sorry folks, he actually gestured toward me as though he's going to headbutt me, like go on, do it. What a start. They're going to try and form a symbolic red line right around the entire building. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, that, in fact, I would argue, is likely to be more effective than anything else they've done since the gent climbed up onto the Palace at Westminster. They've got a lot of bodies out today, I tell you that. And they've also got a lot of support here in London. Now, I will at some point head toward Horse Guards. That point hasn't yet arrived, folks. I need to have a good look at this because it isn't often we get things that are this dramatic. Actually, visually, it's quite the impact, I must say. I knew something was a riot when I got off the tube today, thinking, hold on a second, it's crazy busy with people. Now we know why. Oh, and would you believe we've got Vanessa in her sunglasses coming across Westminster Bridge. I don't think I've ever seen these police horses in particular coming across the bridge. I'm going to be careful here because it is an active cycle lane. That's extraordinary. I mean, really extraordinary. Look at this. Oh wow. Hey folks, I've seen this one before. This is Vanessa, yeah, with the eye protection.
She's world famous.
She is super famous, this one. Is she well behaved? Yeah? I'm in 1 second, guys. Can I ask you guys, are the police horses generally quite resistant to like extremes of colour? For example, all of this. Yeah.
They do have lots of flags raised.
Just as well today, I guess. Thanks a lot. Oh, wait, this is a new one. What's the name of this horse? Captain. Wow, what a beauty, eh? Look at this, folks. Captain, my captain. Thanks, guys. 1 second, let's continue. How's about that, you see? There's always a reason for my madness. I had a sense we might see a brand new police horse we'd never seen before. And there we have it, Captain.
And hello, Richmond and Kingston PSA!
Richmond and Kingston PSA. I need to be very careful here because I am in the cycle lane. In fact, if I walk this side, I'll see any vehicles coming toward me. This is a thoroughly extraordinary and unexpected thing.
Yeah, okay.
And again, folks, it's not so much about why they're here, it's about the numbers that are here. They've brought an amazing turnout today. They're going to struggle with this though a little bit. I think they already are, to be fair. They need a lot of people to hold it. And it is a bit gusty, especially here on the bridge. This would provide a great spot for the ball and cup scammers, would it not? Massively. They've got this huge protective screen. Gosh, I mean, they're going to need people here for hours holding this to keep it in place. The thing is, I couldn't really read it simply because it's a bit too big and it isn't super well printed. However, global press will pick up on it, and these images will be all over the media, I'm sure, this evening, which is the intention. Oh, please something the banner. I didn't quite get that. The tourists on the London Eye River cruise over here are probably thinking to themselves, what on earth is going on? Now, the good news for our walk back is that the other side of the bridge is considerably quieter. Considerably. I'm seeing somebody with a Star of David placard up here, which is brave and curious all at once.
Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Gosh, there are people from absolutely everywhere here. I think this is going to have more of an impact as a national strike than an actual national strike, because look how many people we've got that are not at work today. A lot. An awful lot. Oh my goodness me. Folks, I'm not going to walk the entire route because it goes on, but I'm looking over, flipping hell. I think they've actually done it. I think they've already done it. This is the National COVID Memorial Wall, just beyond. That's St Thomas's Hospital in the background. But if we zoom in somewhat, we can see red bodies all the way along the south bank of the Thames towards the next bridge. I forget Vauxhall Bridge, I think. That is extraordinary. I wonder how many people they've got out today. Tens of thousands, no doubt. Wow. Everybody wearing red. They've actually done it. Obviously, I can't go in. I'm not going to go as far as the other bridge because it will take us miles away from where we need to be, and we're pretty far already. But my word, that is mightily impressive. To have made it already from where I'm standing, all the way along the south bank toward the other bridge. That's a good mile plus. Give or actually maybe 0.8 miles. Thinking about it. Either way, it's a lot of bodies. Never seen anything like this here in central London. Neither is Skater Bro. Yeah, man. Right. Let's get ourselves across. Not only that, the reason there are so many pro photographers out and about today, they've got the perfect weather for this. This would not be quite as impactful if it were in bright sunlight. What do I mean? Well, what is exploding on the screen? The red. Against that somewhat overcast, murky sky. Does it look moody, folks, with the Elizabeth Tower in the distance? Extraordinary image, absolutely extraordinary. In fact, it's so extraordinary that I want to take a still image, risking my other phone. 1 second. There's no one behind me yet. I've never honestly seen anything quite like this. That's as much as I'm willing to risk the phone, people, because anyone coming by at high speed could grab it and be gone in a moment. I'm going to cross over in a second so we get a better view of this. Plus, that way we'll be on the correct side for horse guards, which we're finally going to make at some point this morning. I mean, protesting hell. It's remarkable. And still they're flooding. I really, really, really hope it doesn't pour down, in all honesty. Hell of a lot of support from the general public, folks, and I think we all can understand why. Gosh, that really is a sea. I wonder if when they decide to move from here, they're going to be heading toward horse guards. That could be problematic, could it not? I'm actually trying to get like decent pictures here, and there are just too many bodies. Right, time to move carefully to the other side of the bridge. Don't worry, guys, we're fine. I'm exaggerating the danger. Okay, so we've got Bagpipes Bro behind me, who hopefully won't have just ruined the video. If he did, it's my fault and not his. Look at this. Press Association, they've got people here from all over the world in lovely spots. Okay, so you can read it. It isn't super well printed, but starving children is a red line. Arms embargo now. Hard to disagree with that statement. Meanwhile, random Japanese tourist decided that she would like some pictures. What's the problem? What's a small problem? I mean, she wasn't probably expecting that in the background, to be quite honest. Or indeed these visitors as well. You never know what you're going to get, folks, do you, here in London? Yeah, starving children is a red line, arms embargo now. Okay, I'm glad I crossed over. In fact, they're playing either Palestinian or Moroccan music on the other side, which, although I might not understand it, it's highly likely there'll be copyright. Had that before at the Moroccan football celebrations. I couldn't understand a word of what Abdul Qadir was singing, but it still ended up ruining the video, so okay, let's try and get out of here. Oh, a lot of plastics around, trying to get decent pictures. Facelift complete. One thing I'm surprised about, and this is probably because they have had permission, and more importantly, it's very well stewarded, to be honest. Teeny weeny police presence, extremely understated police presence. So either they were warned and appropriate stewarding was put in place, or this is caught the police by surprise and they're slowly rolling out bodies. I wouldn't like to call it either way, to be honest, folks. Now, the wind is picking up, as you can see. The interesting thing is that this morning already had rain when I came out the door. Thought, should I go back and get an umbrella? Nah, let's not bother. Now I'm thinking I probably should have done. I've also just spotted some very familiar regulars. Oh, 1 second. Why on earth is Daddy here already? Daddy, look. Damn, that's a nice piece of kit. Cullinan, I think. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it across. Damn it. Actually, wait, maybe I will. Hold on, looking behind me. This is a super dangerous manoeuvre, folks, but you know what? No pain, no gain. Before they pass, look at this. We've seen these before. I'm not even sure what they're called. I sort of said, Handmaid's Tale, but look. Wait a second. Let me try and get into the middle so that I'm not obstructing them, but at the same time we can capture it. Extraordinary thing to see, isn't it? Look at the colours. Gosh. It's so bright that it's oversaturating the lens, folks, despite me having the filter on. This is going to look like I've modified the image when it's posted, but no, these are the colours. They're reflective. Oh my word, look at this.
Alright, let's fight! Raise your voice, come on!
Okay, I think it's time for me to move. Feels a bit... what's the word? I could definitely think something might well kick off. It's also flipping freezing now with the wind. Irish flags as well. I think the only thing that might somewhat dampen spirits here is the weather. It's not warm at all. Oh, it's Superman. He just swung around the post in front of me, the lamppost. And this bro definitely came ready. Look at this. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of red, very bright. He's a human postbox. Oh my goodness me. As if that were not mad enough, what we've just seen. We've got the anti-Brexit lot out as well. Oh my goodness me. They're playing the Beatles' Yellow Submarine Brexit version, Brexit edition. I need to get out of here ASAP, otherwise we're going to end up trapped. Okay, here we go. Let's use this this moment to escape. Oh my word. Okay, lucky they've just stopped it. 1 second. In all likelihood, it's out of copyright, but you know what? It's just annoying because sometimes YouTube is fussy about it just because of the fact there's music. They are on the side of caution. Right. So pro-EU lot meets pro-Palestine lot. What a morning. If either of these groups decide to head this way toward Horse Guards, then my word, what a situation we're going to end up with. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to get us across as soon as I can. If I think it's going to rain or it gets super cold, I will have to make a quick pause just so that I can take up my gilet, which I did fortunately pack. Now, I'm not about to get run over because there's a huge flatbed truck right behind me. Thank you. Top man. Okay, we're good. We made it. Gosh, that was way more than I thought we'd have as an opener. Golly. Might have a wander back that way at the end. Okay, they've got a few vans sort of plopped around, but I'm not seeing a major police presence. And to be honest, I don't think they need it either. It's a peaceful protest. But they've got one van full of bodies here. They're all waiting. The sad thing, folks, is that for the rest of the week, starting pretty much potentially either today or later this afternoon. Well, by today I mean like any time from now or later this afternoon. Potentially going to have a bit of a downpour. I really, really hope not for obvious reasons, but you can see how moody it is. However, even though there's no mention of rain on today's forecast at all anywhere in London, from tomorrow it says it's going to rain every day at some point until the weekend. In other words, Thursday and Friday. But also the Colonel's Review, Trooping the Colour, is at the moment predicted to be something of a washout. It won't be cancelled. When was it? The year before last, I remember sitting there and it absolutely poured down. I couldn't stay because I didn't have an umbrella. And more than half the people left because it's just... If you have an umbrella, you're not allowed to put it up because obviously it obstructs the view. But more importantly, you're completely out in the open. Now, a lot of people in their finery are not happy getting soaking wet. That gent was an MP, I'm sure of it, with his parliamentary researcher. Okay, we've got a giant group of Chinese tourists at Downing Street today. Look, they haven't yet figured out that they're horses, but you know what? That's where they're heading next. Oh no! I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I mean, it might be good for the video, but it might be bad for the horses. Let's see. I forget actually, Wednesday is typically our Chinese in London annoying the horses day, isn't it? So let's see what we're going to get. I'm thinking that just because it's quite an active day, there are a lot of people out and about today, which is odd given how poor the weather is. I do think we'll have some fairly solid numbers at Horse Guards. Now, I didn't actually look at the time. Oh, beautiful. It's 12:06. They've just changed over the horses. So we can get there and get straight in, my dears. Had so little Blues and Royals time in the past 2 weeks. However, good news is, as I mentioned, it would be hopefully dry after Saturday. Might get a full day of Blues on Sunday. Super odd. It's only been 2 days since I was last here. Obviously, when we spotted the Sabre air defence system. Feels like it was last week, not Monday. Very curious. Now, as ever, a lot about what we see today is going to depend massively on which particular troopers are on. But, and this is important, at least there are troopers on and horses. Why is that important? Well, I mean, last Saturday, got here, no one here. Monday, got here, no one here. In other words, it's been completely and utterly abnormal because of military season and other things going on recently. Had a hell of a lot less trooper time than we would have otherwise had recently. Okay, so this is the first gen. Hey, morning. That's the first gen at that end. Who have we got at the other end? Oh, folks, I'm happy already, and the reason I'm happy already is that the Growling guard is back. There he is. Look, plus he just started, so it's going to be a good morning. It's going to be like this. Oh, look at these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Hiya, morning. All right. I'm good. You guys not going to the bridge today, Westminster Bridge? Narrow escape. It's completely full of protesters. Whole bridge. Yeah, you probably will. Look at this. Tourists left their luggage there. Officers like, no, you don't. Oh my goodness, I don't understand the folks who seem to think that there's free luggage storage here. Horse-wise, what do we think, folks? I'm kind of thinking Overlord from the side. I mean, I'll know in a second when we're front on, but that's one flipping massive horse. To be honest, yeah, I'm going to call Mr. or Monsieur Overlord. Yeah, police think they're going to be sent out again. I bet they will, actually. They're going to need more bodies on the bridge. A lot of tall tourists today, folks, which is not going to help our case at all, but it is what it is. 1 second. Here we are. Well, this guy looks like a pro-Palestine protester, but he's worn the wrong colours, so he's not on the protest. It's actually kind of funny, folks. I know I probably shouldn't link the two, and I'm being sarcastic, as you all know anyway, that we have the troopers also dressed in a very bright red today. Yeah, extraordinary coincidence, but there we are. Well, it certainly will be if the protesters head along here, complete with that massive amount of red fabric. To be honest, if that's one solid piece of fabric, I wonder if they managed to get that produced somewhere, woven. I didn't actually see any obvious joins, but then I wasn't specifically looking. Whether it's one piece, continuous piece of fabric. Oh, bro, don't do it. Yeah, or whether they sewed together hundreds of smaller pieces. It's still impressive, folks. And it's not about the political message. I'm just talking about the organisation, the logistics, the strategy, the assembling of bodies. Very impressive. Now, I think we're going to see everything today. I think we're going to see raincoats, bobble hats, t-shirts, shorts, all of it, the whole plethora. We are in summer tourist season, just beginning that crescendo pretty much this week. However, the weather hasn't quite realised and caught up. But have no fear, people. We've got 3 months of hopefully super bright, warm weather ahead. Are you standing here crying, complaining when it's 35 degrees next month, potentially? Now, I don't know, I honestly don't know whether or not the guard is going to be growling. Pretty sure this is Overlord, by the way. I'm not going to pull the camera out, but yeah, pretty sure. Being careful, actually, got some soldiers coming out the gate that are not HCAV and they're not in ceremonial either. To be honest, it wouldn't really matter too much which end I'm stood at, but I think this end is more sensible for us because there's a bit more space. The tourists are obviously very happy, as you can see, and more importantly, there are a few people filming at the other end anyway. So if anything should happen there, it will, I'm sure, hit YouTube in some way regardless. Oh, where's Harry Bro going? Oh. I just noticed the horseman and almost stood on it. Whoopsie-doo. Oh, here comes Jogger Bro. Ooh. Nope, second go. Wait, wasn't that the guy in Harry Potter who just walked by? He's going to the audition for the new Harry Potter TV show reboot. Some bro here who's having a, I think, friendly chat with the police. I think he asked if he could get a picture and they said no. But because I heard him say, I get it, don't worry, I get it. Not sure exactly what, but there we are. To be honest, it's rarely the case that anyone's given permission to pose with them, even at the best of times. Oh, bro's in the box. Whatever, I step back. Honey monster. Oh, wow, look at this. Sponsored by multiple sporting brands by the looks of it. Banana shoes, Adidas top. Okay, the guard definitely hasn't lost his growl, folks. And this guy definitely hasn't lost his bottle of hair dye. Impressive. Oh, here the police are arriving, finally. It's okay. Let me move back a bit for you.
Quick. Oh, thank you.
It feels like it's about to haul down imminently. That's the sort of taste and smell in the air. I really hope it doesn't. If it does, folks, I'll keep rolling. Head to the tunnel. Quick pause and a quick Superman speed clothing change. Now, I'm going to assume there was a normal guard change at the Palace this morning. However, I'm not yet seeing the numbers one would expect of a normal guard change morning. So they're possibly en route.
Sorry.
Being very mindful of the line. Actually, quite surprised, in fact, to see the police with short sleeves. Oh, somebody's folding out some cash. Is it going in the boot? What do we think? Surely he's going to try and drop it in the boot. Otherwise, why would he have folded it up so neatly in his left hand? Oh no, bro! The guard is like, those are not $100 bills. Don't waste my time. That's a pity, folks. It was done politely and respectfully, but no. No, you may not give me free money. I'll ask around again actually this weekend, guys, about whether or not anyone's been told specifically you're not allowed to take cash. Once we get super busy here and there are too many people to be realistically constantly told to get back, i.e. that massive kind of, flood that we saw last week, I think at that point we're going to start seeing donations, because they'll be plopped in the boot very quickly without the guard recognising it often. But let's be honest, he's only got one pair of eyes, he can't be monitoring his left and right simultaneously. So some cash will get dropped in the boot, whether it's allowed or not. She's got the right idea actually, a nice fluffy hoodie. Flipping out, is it? I'm not sure if this person's frozen. Oh no, it finally moved. Maybe some Chinese company were testing an Android here this morning. tons of people turning up both sides, folks. Doesn't mean we're going to get a lot in front of the camera, but there's not a shortage here at all. Look, as you can see. Come on, tourists. Come and meet the friendly Growling guard. Thing is, I know the second that I move from here, it's going to happen. That's every single time. Constantly on the lookout for well-dressed ladies, as we saw yet again. When was it? Last time the Growling guard was on, actually. Weekend. Always the well-dressed. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, bro, don't worry about the suitcase in front of the horse. Is that not the brand Lifeguard Luggage? Sure it is. Got the colour just right. Oh, here we are. Bro. They're not going to invade the box space because their family photographer told them. Damn, when the hotel says you can't check your luggage in LA, you got to carry it all around, complete with wheels all day in central London. Hotels are not that bad, actually, to be fair. Most will let you check in an item way before the room is ready, but some are fussy. Here we are. Is he going to growl at this lady? I mean, I'm not sure he's seen her, actually. I mean, she's in the box. Oh, actually, wait, hold on a second. Is it not that, as I call them, the Belarusian group with earpieces that we often get here on Wednesdays? He looks Russian to me. Boris. It's Borisovich. Oh. Should that person saying hello to me or the horse? I think the majority of people that have turned up so far are too scared of the horse to get anywhere near it. That said, folks, it is Overlord. Here we are. Step back. Out of the box, behind the line, step back. Other than guard Oi, who's in the blues, this fellow is rapidly becoming a firm favourite, folks. It's a very, very princely series of expressions he's got to deal with this. Get back. Can't make a mind up, picture or no picture. I haven't heard a single anything at the other end yet, which is surprising in all honesty, given which guard is on duty. Okay, tour group, popular one, just turned up. Look, big group with the pirouetting tour guide. He's giving them very precise instructions about where to stand. Let's hope they listen. He's ready. Incidentally, folks, on the 1st of this month there was an article published that said we'd actually had 43% more sunlight in the first 6 months of the year than the average. So in other words, we have been quite spoiled with much more good weather than one would typically have expected for April and May. And now we get to June, and it's supposed to be like flipping boiling and sunny. And it's not even bright. Like, what is going on? I guess because we've seen so many thousand faces here, I get deja vu super often. But there's no way that a lot of people that turn turn up here have appeared on camera before. It's exceptionally unlikely. Just about fit both sides in the frame at once, just. I don't actually know if we're going to get much growling today, folks. They're not giving me a reason. But he's certainly ready, as we can all see. Oh, food stopped. And the numbers here, pretty hectic, folks. Got a lady in the Stetson over here as well. Where's Madame Stetson? Here she is. Guy at the back of the box. I'll try and find out as well, both for the weekend, which date the King's Troop are returning. I've got an idea, but I wouldn't, or I won't mention it until I know with absolute certainty. It's dripping a bit now. We're going to start seeing umbrellas, I think. Some tourist that isn't even with them is saying to her she should stand there. She was left me out and made me jump then.
See what's happening down the holiday?
Yeah, I started there in fact. I walked all the way across to St Thomas's pretty much.
Yeah, it goes right around.
It looks like they've almost finished the square. They went all the way along the south bank already. They're along the.
Starmer went with the back door.
Oh, did he? Yeah, but word on the grapevine is that he prefers the back door anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying as well. Yeah, exactly. I know. That's why, exactly what I said. It's like the old back door.
Oh, goodness me. Impressive turnout, though, to be fair, no? They've got a lot of bodies on the bridge. Hell of a lot of people. Yeah? I think that's probably one of the largest we've seen in a while.
A lot of media there as
bro.
well. Probably on the mainstream news today.
Yeah. I mean, it might end up on the BBC, but I think the majority of newspapers, as usual, will try their best to ignore it, which is the most annoying part, actually. One second, folks. The gent there with the turbo stood right in front of the camera, so I had to slightly contort myself somewhat. Yeah, it's raining, people. Not a lot, but it is raining. This guy doing the kind of walking forward and carefully facial expression. I think if it drops one more degree, it's going to be time to dress up a little bit. If it does rain, it's going to scare away the tourists that are here. It's not like hyper packed, but there are plenty of people, as you can see. I'm trying to get just about the top of the lines in the frame, but the downside to having a gimbal is that it adjusts itself when I'm not actually specifically constantly manually readjusting it with my hand. Yikes, they've just left the pushchair there and walked way back for a picture. It's not good. Are you going to try and feed the horse? Or is that your lunch?
Personally, yesterday 5 o'clock in the evening.
Because that looks like it's a horse feeding bag. What's in there? Carrot and an apple in there. Oh, flipping hell. Okay, no one cares about the camera at the moment, folks, as we can see. Is that what camera? Actually, let's use the opportunity to move for a couple minutes. It's really, really busy at this end, as you can see. However, right, as you can also see, or hear rather, not really see, but you can hear that there have been no shouts, no raising of voices at this end. Yeah, anyway. Normally that changes when we change position, but you know what? I don't think it's going to happen today. It doesn't have that kind of hectic, everybody's impatient vibe. And I'm thinking it's because there's no sunshine. Sunshine makes people do crazy things here in central London. Back from the group, you see there's a hell of a lot of people here. That's one big tourist group. The tour guide was telling them something about blah blah. You can see he's a lifeguard. Really, really, really strange. The way people are not really bothering to go anywhere near today. Extremely strange, in all honesty. However, we're back. Let's see. I prefer it when there's not just a completely motionless crowd standing around the box. I think at least at this end there'll be a reasonably steady stream of visitors. I mean, I might be wrong, but even Overlord looks like he's fed up. Everyone has like a dour face though. Nobody's looking, I don't know, invested, shall we say. I'm struggling even to smile. Is it the weather? I mean, it's really not that bad. Yeah, people behind me saying smile. Oh, Blondie. Steph Park. Blondie said, I didn't realise I was that close. I believe her. So that's 3 I counted so far. Oh, hold on. Bucket Hat, the guy thinks he's on a trip to Botswana for safari next. London, Botswana, Kenya.
Come, but be careful, the boars.
No touch.
Get too excited.
بس شوي.
هون طيب.
It's funny actually, one of them is really excited about a picture with the horse, the kids that is, the other one doesn't want to, and is terrified.
هي
Goodness me, folks.
Yes, of course, it's his sword.
And Monsieur Bucket is back on the left.
She has a sword because
I'm sure exactly what the noise behind me. It sounds like it's more protesters heading along to join the main protest. I have no clue. Oh, another one. Look. Step back. Saved at the last moment by her very thoughtful partner who was keeping an eye on the line. That's, I don't know, what, 4, 5? I lost count now. Again. No denim allowed at the Royal Palace. More police officers behind us. Damn, a hell of a lot of people just turned up at one moment.
They are the
Hey, John.
Am I John?
I'm sorry.
So sorry, did you hear my John, or what did you say?
I'm sorry. I thought it was John.
I am John.
Okay, sorry.
It's
Do
okay.
they paint these lines like occasionally? Or
I mean, let me think. This was repainted last month. They originally went down last autumn.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of doing the job, but not entirely.
I know. I watch your videos.
Ah, okay.
I'm a big fan from Canada.
Oh, you're from Canada?
Yeah.
First time actually standing here in front of this and seeing
Actually,
it?
yes.
Ever?
Yes.
Oh, wow. What do you think? I mean, now that you're actually here, having watched it so
Well, I
much,
don't understand why people don't adhere to.
it's just, I mean, it's a good thing that it's not bright and sunny and warm today, otherwise it will be much worse.
Right.
This troop in particular, I don't know if you've seen the videos, he's pretty good with his growling.
Yeah.
I've counted 5 times people have
Very
gone into
nice
the...
low.
Yeah, it's kind of princely and deep-throated,
He's
to
getting
be
paid
honest.
for it. Why would
But-
I be like this?
I was in the Armored Corps for 24 years in Canada.
Okay.
We had actually a riding troop. So they did Palace Guard in 2000, and I think they did in 2005.
Yeah, there is. I can't remember which year it was,
Lord's
but
Dress
there's
Code, of
definitely at
course.
least one video on YouTube I've seen of them of Canadian Mounties here as kingsguard.
There's the RCMP, and then there's the Lord's Dress Code, of course, which has a riding troop. I was with them until 21, until I retired. But
So if you were here on duty, for example, on a horse right now in this box, and people were getting in, would you scream in their faces or would you sort of growl?
well, I'd
And a
use my
load.
discretion somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you think they're doing it intentionally to like provoke a reaction or somebody's making a silly
No.
video, they deserve to get shouted at.
If it's yes.
Yeah.
It's up to your discretion, though.
Yeah, I agree. Some of the guards are not really particularly enforcing the box, which I'm finding curious. Now, I've been told recently that several were fined for shouting too loudly at tourists.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that maybe they're
And
being
some
cautious.
of it actually encourages more viral videos or whatever.
This is the problem, actually. Yeah, the bigger and more popular, shall we say, the shouts,
Yeah.
the more likely it is people will sit and think, "Hey, I can do better than that," and go along and try and make a stupid video. So there's no actual perfect solution to
Well,
this
in
problem.
fact, your contemporaries, you can call them that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
busk 'em, but show crappy
I know.
tourist videos.
I know. I mean, I'm not going to say anything. You know what my thoughts are, but agreed. Yeah,
I
it's,
don't want
it's
to
odd.
see the copyright strike.
It's just I don't understand personally why it is that some people, and that's not even specifically that ending, but there were 2 or 3
Right.
will stand here for 5 hours a day
Yeah.
without moving at all. I personally think that's actually very disrespectful. I know the guards hate it, but this is public highway, so strictly speaking, nobody can be moved on
Yeah.
because they're not breaking the law.
Yeah.
You know? But then I've kind of, my perspective is if you are filming this, sharing it, yes, it's partly entertaining when things go wrong, but it's primarily educational in my opinion. You know, at least sort of be respectful of the space and don't be in their faces 5, 6, 7 days a week.
For me, it's like 90 minutes and two hours worth of travel.
Yep, exactly that.
Oh, it's a great honor to talk to you. I've
No,
actually watched your
you're
video.
very kind. I had a feeling that you might say something because you were standing next to me. I'm thinking, should I say something? because I don't like
No,
to
that's
assume
fine.
people want to talk to me, but I like it when they do.
Like I said, I was Army Corps, so I was like a Canadian troop, though. But we didn't liberate any concentration camps, like or extermination camps, like Bergen-Belsen. But we did liberate northern Poland.
Ah, okay. Wow, I didn't know that. That's a new one to me.
Yeah.
You're actually in front of the biggest horse in the Household Cavalry. This is the largest one. This is the famous or infamous, depending on which way you look at it, Overlord. This giant.
that's Overlord?
This is Overlord. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but just looking down the hoof number,
I know
it's definitely him.
there's Q10, like you say.
That's one of the second of the largest horses.
Yeah.
Probably in the top 5 largest. This is the biggest we ever regularly see in the boxes.
Right.
Doesn't look so massive as he's pulled back somewhat, but when he comes right out of the box, that bulk.
Yeah.
He's much chunkier than the majority of the
Yeah.
cav horses. But yeah, he's the biggest. And it's funny because so many people have said to me, oh, he's 18 hands too. And then other people are like, what are you talking about? He's only 7. I give up. It's like, if the trooper's telling me he's 18 too, and then someone else is saying he's not, who do I believe?
Yeah.
You know, it's actually really hard to be 100% certain on all the fine detail because I'm being told different things by different parties, i.e. the audience and troopers.
Yeah.
And I tend to believe what the troopers are telling me, but it's okay. All right, it's okay. But quite a peaceful morning for a guard change morning.
It looks like it's peaceful.
When you finish and you leave here, are you going this way or the other way?
I'm probably going to go to
Okay, this end, because the other way, this end, there are, I'm not sure if I would say tens of thousands, but many thousands of people
Yeah.
have formed a human chain around the Houses of Parliament.
Is it another demonstration?
It's a huge Stop Arming Israel, pro-Palestine. Everyone dressed in red. Visually, it's an extraordinary thing to see. Yeah. But I would avoid that end. That's what I was going to say. Oh, hold on. Is he making like a little viral video? You kind of tell by the facial expressions of some people
Yeah.
that they're getting ready to do something silly to provoke a reaction.
No, it's a great honor for like some members of our unit to go into regiment to do like the horse guard. They call them nicknamed Poop Troop, but
Poop troop.
yes.
Oh, okay. Because of the menu. Yeah.
Yeah. But I never wanted to ride horse or anything. I just joined to drive tanks and just do stuff like that.
This is the funny thing, though. Most people don't understand that that's the reason the majority of these young ladies and gents joined, because this is an armoured regiment, and when they've done their 2 years on ceremonial, they're off to Walford in the countryside, in Wiltshire, to do the same thing. Yeah,
Right.
you know, to deal with tanks and artillery, and it's a reconnaissance regiment. I think that's why a lot of people say like that. You know, if the troopers were in ATP or camos here, people wouldn't try and take the mix so much. Or if they were standing there, for example, in ATP with a rifle, whether loaded or not,
Yeah.
people would be very much different in their responses to somebody that's holding a ceremonial saber.
Yeah. Do you know what they drive? Do they drive scimitars or?
I have no clue. I know nothing about the British military beyond what I cover here, in all honesty. I have no military background. But there's definitely a lot of info. Actually, where was it? Somebody sent me a link, I forgot even the name of it. I mean, there's a lot of info. Have you been to the museum yet?
Yes, I have.
I would have thought there'd be a lot of info about the armoured side in the museum, or is there not? Or is it mainly historical?
It's just historical.
Historical ceremonial?
Yes.
Okay. I'm hoping, folks, that the sun might come out at some point, but it's not looking likely, in fact. And the Growling Guard has not had many reasons to growl, to be quite honest. At least not yet. A lot of people are hoping that we might get another guest regiment with a Canadian or from elsewhere at some point. King's Troop will be here in a couple of weeks to take over for 2 weeks, but it's been, what, a decade or more since there's been a Commonwealth
Right.
regiment here on
I
duty.
know they did it twice. They did it once on the centennial, which was 1,000, and then they did it, I believe, was 2005.
It's a long time ago. You think there would have been at least perhaps,
Right.
discussions or something about it. I do know that the other regiment, the Blues and Royals, have got a huge new Commonwealth intake coming on shortly, mainly Ghanaian. But in terms of actual Commonwealth regiment coming here,
Yeah.
nothing at all that I've heard in the pipeline, which is strange because I dare say that any country would be more than happy to send over, a dozen troopers and or mounts
Right.
for the honour of being a King's lifeguard here. I don't get it. Especially now when the troopers are busy with King's birthday parade preparations. That's not this Saturday, next Saturday is the King's birthday parade out the back. You think that it would be smart to have a Commonwealth regiment here so that HCAV can focus solely on the ceremonial military processions during the month of June. So I don't know. I do wonder sometimes why they don't arrange that more often.
I'd like to see that just for the RAF flyover.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm not going to be on the other side of the Atlantic.
How long are you in London for?
I'm just till Saturday, then I'm going down to Brighton for a few days.
Okay. Are you going to the parade on Saturday morning?
Probably.
Yeah. It's annoying because I was kind of thinking about it, but
That's for changing the guard, right?
no, it's what is it? The Colonel's review of Trooping the Colour.
Trooping the colours, that's the express.
But I think it's going to be a washout. At the moment, it says rain all Saturday morning.
It's supposed to be rain right now.
Yeah, it's flipping. It's super annoying, to be honest. Because although it's they still do it, it's still a wonder to watch. Half the audience last time got up and left because you're just sitting there. You can't put up an umbrella because it obscures the view. So you just end up getting soaking wet.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence, to be honest. Yeah, viewers, see, we just spoiled the surprise. Yours truly does have a ticket for the Colonel's review. Whether it gets used or not, people, I'll decide on Friday. Because again, I won't be able to film it if it's pouring down. And in all honesty, if I'm completely drenched and it's cold, I won't want to stay there for an hour anyway. As half the audience will have gotten up and left. And it's funny because although yes, the troopers and the soldiers and the King's troop and the horses do press on, it's not the same at all when it's pouring with rain. It's just a bit of a damp squib.
Sorry, do you want to stand on the white line?
Oh, I thought it was stand over the white line. It's standing on the white line. Now that's the I think the 45 bell, people. So we haven't got long.
Thumbs up.
Well done.
Exactly. Gosh, how are we at 57 minutes already, people? It feels like we barely started. I don't know if I missed anybody getting shouted at in the background when we were speaking here. If one of you wants to count the growls today and post them, please feel free. I'll probably cut out the the better growls for the shouts and get back compilation. Okay, I think briefly we'll head back to the other end for a little while. Bear in mind, I might, if it gets bright and stays bright, stay for an addendum. We'll see. Okay, time for me to move now. What's your name?
Ron.
Pleasure. Thank you very much for talking to me.
I apologize if I just...
No. I mean, no. It's absolutely fine. I mean, it's good to talk to people that visit and so on and get different perspectives about the work that's done there. So for me, it's a pleasure.
It's I just see you with these mobs of people. We'll mention creed or whatever, but
Yeah.
telling them what they did during the war, and it's like they have a military background. Like,
Yeah, I know. Extraordinary, isn't it? Luckily, things are a lot better here. Will they stay better? I mean, we'll know probably by the end of September, but I'm not
at
that
least
optimistic.
they repaint the lines again.
You know what? I actually don't think. I mean, this was done, as I say, roughly a month ago. It's already considerably faded just because look how much dirt there is on it. This really needs to be painted or repainted every 2 months, but it won't be. I think they'll repaint it at most possibly twice a year.
Yeah.
So the second it gets a little bit more obscured, more people will start going in, the problem returns, and then somebody will come along and repaint it finally.
Yeah.
So it's a fourth bridge situation. The second that it's solved, it's a quick descent back into obscurity for the box, and the problem returns.
Maybe they should just electrify it.
I'd be up for that. I mean, problem for the horses,
Yeah,
but not a problem for the tourists.
thanks. It's nice talking about it.
Pleasure. I'm going to finish up the other end.
Cheers.
Enjoy the rest of the trip, yeah?
Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, folks. Now, it hasn't been the most active day in terms of the number of people that have been going up. As I mentioned before, I don't typically like to spend so much time in one spot, but however, it really does depend on space and which particular trooper is on which mount at any given time. So we will finish up at this end because what have we got? I mean, it's 12 minutes to 1. What I might do actually 12 minutes to 1. Yeah, I will start a part 2 with the changeover. It'll only see the light of day if it ends up being a full part 2. People coming through, unable to decide whether they want to go past me, crouch in front of me. It's a super odd situation here this morning. And very odd. I don't like these days when it kind of appears that not much is happening. There are as many people here as there have been on any day in the past month, but for whatever reason the level of interaction is extremely minimal. I think, to be honest, that's a large part of the reason why there is this issue now with and these are not even my words, actually. I've been told this by multiple sources, and I got the messages to prove it. This massive issue with people standing for many, many, many hours in the same spot, trying to catch, a moment for virality. It's pathetic. But that's the situation. Oh, her daughter's like, you need to get out of the way because there are other people waiting. Very interesting, actually, to speak to Rod about his experience and his thoughts as well. So I appreciate that, Rod. Thank you for talking to me. They're staying really far back though today, look. Almost everyone. Actually, if they're doing a squaddy crowd control today, that'll be pretty firm. In fact, it'll be pretty firm. Looking at who just arrived in the yard. Now, I did mention, didn't I, earlier on that we would see every type of clothing, including a bobble hat. Folks, one thing I don't do in my videos is lie. There it is. It's nowhere near cold enough, but I'm guessing if you're from, these are wild guesses, Chile, Peru or Bolivia, it probably feels like winter here. As we've been told before by that Brazilian lady who was wearing a bobble hat when it was 30 degrees. Yeah, this trooper hasn't had a single reason or cause to need to say anything to anyone, which is actually quite extraordinary, in all honesty. One thing I will do though, guys, in the next couple of days, I don't know which day it will be, we will get a rain video. What's the MP guy I saw earlier? Yeah, I don't, when I say a rain video, I don't mean like, the rains of the horse. I mean, when it's actually raining. It's been ages since I stood here and filmed a video in the pouring rain. This horse is very good looking, by the way. Kind of looking at me like, you're going to take my picture or what? You know what? I am going to take his picture because we haven't had a horsey picture today in a while. In fact, guys, this horse is so good looking. I'm going to quickly tell you which one it is. Jackie. Yeah, that's one handsome horse, guys. Modest looking as well now. Okay, we've ended up with two tour guides arriving simultaneously. Oopsie doopsie. I'll wait for somebody to move before I plonk myself in there, because right now there's not a lot of space here. Oopsie doo.
That's a pretty nice job. That's a pretty nice job if you like to ride horses. You don't do much. You ride horses.
Probably heard the comment then, sorry, from the tour guide who said they didn't do much, they just ride horses. Interesting perspective.
This guy is guarding the king with a blunt sword, half mile away. That is why the armed police with the armed
Tall guy's being hyper skeptical today. He said he's protecting the king half a mile away with a blunt sword. Eesh, controversial.
follows the umbrella.
I think that's the only tourist we've seen run into the frame so quickly yet this morning. Super cute. You got a picture? You got a picture? So I said I've got many pictures. Now it's the I don't know if you're terrified or delighted. She's getting into the box though. One of the most curious mornings, folks, that I remember recently. I can't quite put my finger on why. Oh. I mean, if even the Chinese tourists are standing this far back, something's awry. I wonder if they've been told by the tour group leader.
Can't really kill you eating a carrot and an apple fuck the horse.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, get consideration for the horse.
Oh, no.
He can probably smell it.
I know. Not bad.
These are our last couple of tourist guys in this part one. I can't remember, in all honesty, an hour when we didn't have at least some sort of verbal at each end. Not a single, and again, I've been keeping an eye on it. It's not that the other troopers say anything. Nothing. Not one person has got anywhere near the horse at the other end. To me, like the popularity of recent videos of people getting massively shouted at for going into the box is making people a lot more cautious about going into the box. Just about to start the changeover. Actually, the additional officers have come out. I'm going to finish up, guys, and there will be a part 2 if the weather holds up and we get lots of new people turning up. Back shortly, guys. Bye for now.